Hello there, Year 5s, it's Mr. Conway here. Now for today's how-to guide, it's going to help you with today's maths lesson. And today's maths lesson heavily involves fractions of an amount. And I'm going to be looking at this question here, and this is one of your twisted questions. Just like we do in school. And it's a twisted because it's a two-step problem, okay? There are two things we need to do. And then the second step will be to find the fraction of the whole amount. So let's read this question together, and let's see if we can help each other. Question 2, I'm just looking at question 2a. There is a 2b, I want you to have a go at that at home. It says, there are 121 books on the classroom shelf. 5/11ths of the books are fiction. So I was going to just highlight some important information here. 5/11ths of the books are fiction. How many are non-fiction? Now, straight away, I can tell you as for a fact, one of the most common marvellous mistakes here, Year 5s, is for us to read the question too quick and not actually understand what it's asking us to do. I don't need to know how many fiction books there are. I want to know how many are non-fiction. So that's why it's a really good tip to just highlight or underline some important information as you're reading through. I can see another bit of important information here is that the total amount is 121 books. Right, so our first step here then is to look at the information that we already know. I know there are 121 books, and I know 5/11ths of them are fiction. Right, so I'm going to draw a bar now to kind of put that into context for us. So here's my bar. Now the total of my bar is the books that I have. That's 121. Okay, so I'm just going to write 121 on the side. So the total is 121. Now 5/11ths of this total are fiction. So let's plot that on our bar chart, on our bar model, sorry. 5/11ths is our fraction, and I might write that down actually, just to remind me. 5/11ths of 121 are fiction. So that's what I need to figure out first. So 11 is my denominator, 5 is my numerator. How many parts make the whole? It is 11. So my bar needs to be split into 11 equal parts. Equal-ish parts on my count. 5/11ths of these are fiction. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, first of all, what I want to know is how many of these are non-fiction. So if 5/11ths are fiction, then that must mean this remaining amount is the non-fiction section. So how many 11s do I have left over? I've got, go this way this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are left over. So 6/11ths of 121 are non-fiction. And actually now, that's my first step done. This is the calculation that I need to solve. 6/11ths of 121 will tell me what my non-fiction amount is. Right then, I'm going to draw another bar then. So I'm going to draw another bar. What's the total of the bar now? Is it the same? Is it slightly different? It's still the same. It's still 121. I still have 121 books in total. Now, to find a fraction of an amount, I've done a video on this previously, but this is just to give you a bit of a reminder. Now we've completed the first step of our twist it. 6/11ths is my fraction. What's my denominator? 11. What's my numerator? 6. How many parts make the whole? 11. Gosh, you must be so bored of me completely saying this over and over again to you. So that's 1. Slightly better spaced out there, Mr. Conway. Fantastic work. Now then, 6/11ths of these are non-fiction. 6/11ths are non-fiction. But before I kind of tackle this part of the question, what I want to know is this. If 11 parts make the whole, and a whole is 121, well, what is one part? What is one of these? What's the value of one part of this whole? Well, we've got 11 altogether. 121 is my total. That is 121 divided by 11, because I want to know how many times 11 goes into 121 exactly. Now, I'm pretty hot on my 11 times table. I know 121 divided by 11 is 11. 11/11s are 121. It's the same as being 11 squared. So each one of these has a value of 11. So I'm going to put 11 into each part. Now then, I can go back to my question. 6/11 of 121. That's my non-fiction total. So I now need to shade in 6 of these. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the total amount of non-fiction. So what calculation do I need to do now to calculate the answer? What is the answer? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lots of 11. 6 lots of 11. Well, that's just 6 times 11, which is 66. So 6/11 of 121 is 66, and that is my answer. Now, as you know, maths is all about spotting those patterns. You might spot a pattern now between the denominator and 121, which I divided by, and then multiplied my numerator by whatever I had left to get my answer. So there we are, year 5. That's a 2-step problem, but this part of information is really important. And actually, the first port of call is to read that question very carefully. Okay? So there you are, year 5s. That's fractions of amount with a bit of a twist it. I hope you enjoy this. Continue with the rest of these questions, and I hope that you find the rest of those non-fiction books. Other than that, year 5s, have a lovely day.